they're afraid of the people that are afraid. You got the NRA whipping them up, and then you've got the people that are trying to win their votes afraid of those people.
Yeah, ironically. Politicians are afraid of the people who are afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Fear.
Guns and fear, bad combination.
Leave your faux outrage at the door. It's time for Carl and Mike.
Welcome, Carl and Mike. I'm Carl.
I'm Mike.
And here we are after a little break in the action.
A break in the action.
But not, well, we did take a week off.
Did we take a week off?
I did.
We should have taken 2 weeks off.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's how you always feel about taking a week off. A week off really isn't long enough.
No.
My theory is
No.
taking a week off just gets you ready for the next week off. You know what I'm saying? It takes that come on normalizing again.
Well, Nita's already talking about taking 2 weeks off next year, which I'm not fighting at all.
Yes, I would not fight that. So I went to Minnesota.
How was that?
It's great. My sister lives out in the country.
Yeah.
We watched the red eclipsed moon.
Oh, that was cool, wasn't it?
It was cool. And we were out there in the country, so we didn't have any city
Oh,
lights.
that was going to be better than what we saw, because we saw it here in Dallas. So tell me about that. That's going to be good.
It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
We had a little fire out there, and you could see the stars. It was really a bright moon before it turned red. Looked like Mars afterwards. And we sat out there and watched that, and that was...
Oh man, I'm
really
envious.
Took
I
some
wish
pictures,
I wish I
but it
could
didn't
have
really come
seen
out.
that out in the country like that. So you have real clear. You had a real clear sky.
Real clear sky, total clear, lots of stars.
Wow.
You could see where Minneapolis was in the far distance. You can see the light. It creates its own light.
Yeah.
The city does. But we were far enough away that it really didn't affect us. It was gorgeous. It was great. And the weather was perfect there, 70s.
Oh, perfect.
Saw a lot of Duluth Trading Company signs.
Oh, did you really? Did you drop by and say howdy?
I didn't drop by.
For those of you all that don't know, Duluth is one of our non-official sponsors. It's just, if Duluth Trading Company, they have got some of the most amazing clothes. Ordered some once and keep ordering it. In fact, I've got a pair of black pants that I need to get. Duluth, you could send me that. Just go on and send them to me. Swag.
Want to give them your waist and the length size while we're here?
Oh, yeah. Give me a 36, 32 black, the carpenter's pants that are kind of the stretch stuff, black.
Do you remember growing up? I don't know. You probably didn't have this, but I did. So for a long time there, my waistline equaled my age.
Oh,
like when I was at 32, I was 32 waist. When I was 36, I had a 36 waist. When I was 40, I had a 40. Now, then it stopped.
Then you want it to stop at some point. Otherwise, you're 60 and you got a 60-inch waist.
That would be bad.
And then you don't make it to 61 because, you died.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If your waist continues past 40, you're in trouble.
So a bunch of Duluth billboards, huh?
Yeah. And went to Northfield, Minnesota. Shout out to Northfield. It's one of those towns where you go, I could live here.
Really?
They have two colleges.
Yeah.
St. Olaf.
Yeah.
Which is a famous choir,
Yeah.
and then a little creative arts college. It's just a great little town.
Huh.
They have a lot of festivals. They have a little farmers market on the weekend. It's got that kind of Americana vibe. It's got a river right by it.
Yeah.
It was great. I could. If it wasn't for the fact that it got 45 below degrees in the winter.
Yeah, that would.
I could live
So it's
there.
way far north. Is where you were.
Well, no, I was in actually south. It would be considered.
Oh, if you're close to Minneapolis,
South
no, it
central
wouldn't be
Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, I don't care. If you're in Minnesota,
It's
going to get cold.
Yeah.
But went to one of these little olive oil, balsamic vinegar stores.
Yeah.
And they had all these different. You don't realize how many balsamic vinegars. And there's a difference between a 12-year aged balsamic vinegar and an 18-year aged.
I've never tasted the difference. Can you taste it?
You absolutely can taste the difference.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, let me tell you. Yeah.
Really?
Big difference. It's kind of like wine.
So I don't need to go there. If I
You
go
do.
there, no,
You
then
wanna
I'm going to
get
wind
Don't
up.
get the 12 aged.
No,
get
then you
the
wind up
18
paying-
aged balsamic vinegar.
You wind up paying $80 for a 6-ounce bottle of balsamic vinegar.
I
or
shipped
something.
it. I had a great person, and so what she did was she would take you over to the balsamic, and you pick one, and then she'd pair it with an olive oil.
Oh,
Oh. Next thing you know, you're walking out of there with 6 bottles, different pairings, right?
did you buy a bunch?
I bought 6 bottles.
Did you really?
Yeah. We're not eating salad dressing ever again. It's so simple. So you just mix the balsamic with the olive oil. Sweet.
Well, and then you drop
so we
in
have like
whatever fresh herbs
pomegranate.
you
No,
want.
you don't need it.
Yeah.
Oh, these
No?
are already been infused. Michael.
Oh.
Been infused with the latest
Oh.
herbs. And so I had like a pomegranate white balsamic vinegar with a lime olive oil mixed together.
Oh, that does sound good.
Yeah, it's good. And then you put it on the
Well,
salad.
that's way better for you than ranch.
Ranch,
Or
Thousand
Island French.
Yeah. Wasn't bad, actually. I like shipped 6 bottles for like $60.
Oh, that's not bad.
So, shout out to Northfield, Minnesota. My favorite
What's the name of
northern
the
little town.
olive oil place?
Huh?
What's the name of the olive oil store? You know?
The olive oil store? I
Yeah.
don't know. It was just the olive oil store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I should have that. I'll bring that next. I'll put it in the links in our mighty fine show notes and links.
Yeah. And when y'all go in there and buy goodie, tell them that Carl's from Carl and Mike sent you.
That's right.
And fuss at them and get them to send us some swag, which would be bottles of oil and vinegar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael, for turning my little story into a commercial opportunity for us to get swag.
A shameless
A
pitch
shameless
for
pitch
swag.
For swag. If you're having a podcast and you can't get swag, what's the point of having a podcast?
Yeah,
right?
because nobody's sending you cash.
Exactly. So how about your little vacay? You went off to lands west.
Yeah,
far
I went west. Yeah, it was great. We fly into San Francisco, and as we were flying over the mountains, that shit's dry out there. I mean, dry.
Dry.
Oh God, the hills
tell the
look
difference.
awful. Oh yeah, I mean just awful.
You mean
and
they're
then
all yellow?
I wouldn't even call it yellow. I think it's gone beyond yellow. It's just kind of a tan-looking kind of bad.
Yeah.
You know, and then all the ponds or lakes or reservoirs have all got bathtub rings, so you can really tell that there's lost a lot of water there. Ooh, did you see that?
Try to focus, Michael.
Anyway,
You want to tell the audience now?
No,
Are you gonna
it was
edit it?
just we had a patron walk by who was distracting. Anyway,
And why was she distracting, Michael?
she had really nice legs. Anyway, okay, so
But we
so
digress.
we digress. So we fly into San Francisco. San Francisco's great. We're always staying with Randy and Kathy, and they've had the exact same apartment for 38 years.
You gotta love that. So there's
Yeah.
some continuity, constancy in life.
Yes, but more importantly, there's rent control.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they've got these apartments right in the really great area off Union Street, and they're still paying like $700 a month.
Really?
Yo,
In
it's
San
obscene.
Francisco.
Oh, it's
Well,
obscene.
they'll never leave.
No, why would you do that?
That would be
and
insane.
so anyway,
There's no way nobody can change that on them.
No.
Do the landlords try to like turn off the water
No.
to keep them?
No, it's protected.
Wow.
Protected. Anyway, so we the first day there we hop in the car, BMW convertible.
Yeah.
Hop in the car and we'd head north across Golden Gate Bridge over to Marin, and went to a little area. We went to Stinson Beach, which is cool. It's just this little bitty beach.
heard of it, yeah, I've
yeah,
never been.
and then but what's cool is north of there's a little town called Bolinas. And you got to kind of know where it is, because anytime they put up a sign, the town takes it down because they don't want people knowing where it's an old hippie colony that's
Nobody
still
wants-
no,
they don't want to be
want you there.
discovered.
So we pull into town, park. We need to pee. Randy walks up to this lady who's got this hat on, this shovel, just digging into this pile of dirt, throwing it around.
Right.
So you can tell us where we can find a restroom. And she looks up, and it's Frances McDormand from Fargo.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna barf. Yeah.
Yeah,
and-
wow.
Yeah,
So you had a little
and she tells him
celebrity
where it
brush.
is, and he goes, and he kind of goes, shakes his head and realizes who it is. And he goes, "You're Frances McDormand." And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you live around here?" And she goes, "Well, that's really none of your business, is it?" And then keeps digging. Yeah, that's the kind of town it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the whole feel for the town is. They go there. They want to be left alone.
Right.
They don't want people knowing where they are, and growing all their own vegetables and probably smokes.
I could
and
see her
stuff like
living
that. Yeah,
there.
it was great. And then hanging around there. Then Went to Denver, picked up the new car, drove to Taos.
That's right. Your car buying out-of-state experience.
Yeah, and
How's Taos this time of year?
oh, we also went into a shop in Denver.
Oh, really? What kind of shop was it?
Well, it's where they sell legal things.
Legal things in the shop, yeah?
Illegal in Colorado. And
Did you find legal things to take home?
that would make us drug smugglers.
And
It was real interesting. They have all these like little containers. They pop the top, and you can sniff them. And
right.
and then the lady who's from Austin,
Kind of like the balsamic
she's
vinegar experience.
Yes, exactly.
you
Except
had to
this
mix
is
it?
this
Yeah.
is smoke. And she said if you want a really nice high and it's during the day and you want to just keep doing stuff, get it.
Yes, 'cause
this is what you do.
sometimes yeah.
But if it's in the evening and you want to, so there's two different strands that she was talking about.
Right.
And then there's all the edibles.
Now, did you get the keep doing stuff, or did you get the...
Now, Carl, you're making assumptions that we would actually buy something and be
And bring it to Texas, it
and
should be illegal.
bring it to Texas. We bought some of both, and then we bought some gummy bear sour balls and cake
Gummy
balls.
bear sour ball. I still haven't
Cherry
got my
bombs,
head
and then
around the
there's
edible
some-
thing.
Well, what it is, each bottle has got 100 milligrams or whatever it is dosage, but it's got 10 things in there, and each one of them's got 10 milligrams of THC. And so
So you buy a bottle of 10 gummy bears?
Yeah.
They look like gummy bears?
Wouldn't you want them to look like gummy bears?
Well, for the kids, I would say no.
Well, you're supposed to put that shit up somewhere. But, of course, people don't.
Yeah.
There's always going to be some
Like
people
a
that
gun.
don't. Well, these are the same people that leave their crack pipe laying around, so... And so it was pretty interesting. It was a very interesting experience. First thing you walk in your reception area, they card you, and then take you to a back room where everything is. And there's a separate back room for people who
So you have to
have
show
cancer
ID
that it's
to prove
medicinal.
what state you're from, or what's the ID
No, they
for?
just want to know your age.
Well,
And
I think looking
state
at you would
and
say
state.
you're... Yeah.
Because I'm
Different rules for
obviously-
different
yeah.
states.
No, it's you can buy it legally there. It doesn't matter where you are or where you're from.
I thought that if you're from a state, there's certain limitations.
Well, yes, if you're out of state, there's only you can only buy so much, but I don't know what that would be.
Obviously, more than what you bought.
Yeah. So we're flying down through through Colorado. It's just beautiful drive.
Yeah.
Just absolutely great. We celebrated
yeah.
when we passed into New Mexico because that's a really great state, and we were now officially drug smugglers.
Yes.
So, should I leave this or cut it?
Well, you should leave it.
Okay. Well, we haven't used any of it, so I guess that doesn't make us users.
Yeah, you're keeping it for a rainy day,
Or a sunny day, or
or pretty much any day that you want.
or whenever the sun's up or the sun is down. Anyway, just beautiful drives. Went into Taos. Taos was amazing. It's a
Yeah.
very cool little town. And then banging around there for a little while. Then did some really beautiful drives coming back. That's one of my favorite things, driving through that state and
Yeah.
the drives.
New
It's
Mexico.
just
Yeah,
and
in your mind, you picture New Mexico as just desert, but it really isn't.
No. The whole north, I'd say
I've been to
third is
Santa Fe,
fabulous. Yeah. And I
Albuquerque.
really haven't spent any time south of Albuquerque.
Yeah, I've been to Santa Fe and
Yeah.
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I have friends in Albuquerque. Shout out to David and Phyllis Wolf.
And here's the thing about the vacation: I did not watch TV at all
Yeah,
for over a week, and I didn't read any newspapers for over a week. So, segue. When
What's
I found out about the shooting in Oregon days after it happened. Okay, and I started thinking, for people that are not plugged into the news, the fact that something happened in Oregon you don't know about. So in the old days when we had less media, there was more of a chance that you weren't going to know about that. And if you weren't going to know about that, if you didn't know about that, you wouldn't get afraid. You wouldn't be fearful. You wouldn't be concerned. And
okay, wait a minute.
no, you see what I'm saying? If you're
There's
ignorant
been-
about something that happened,
Right.
and you don't have competing groups vying for your attention and your support or get you to lean one way or the other. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so that was kind of interesting to me. Now, having said that, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
With guns in
yeah,
America?
I just
We're
don't
in the
get it.
sane land.
Huh?
We're in insanity
But
land.
haven't most of these shooters been young? I don't know,
Young
white males that are
And
disturbed?
lately, kind
That's
of
a
leaning
white
leaning right
males.
wing lately.
Yeah, and so I find that kind of interesting.
Here's the deal. This problem is easily solved. It's easily solved. We can solve it right now. They have now smart guns where only the person who buys the gun can pull the trigger. Okay, so that's going to dramatically stop a little 5-year-old shooting his sister in the head. It's going to dramatically stop, suicides of other members in the family using the gun. That would be a start. Just doing that. Okay, it still follows. You want to own a gun, you have to own it's a smart gun.
And they
Boom.
can still hunt, and they can still protect themselves and do everything
if you're
that they
against
feel
that,
like they
then,
need to do.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a whole
that's
different
interesting.
thing. So there's one thing to do.
Yeah.
Another thing is just do the background checks like you're supposed to do it. Make it as getting a gun like getting a car. There's a class you got to take to drive a car. What are the two things that kill us the most? Cars and guns.
Cars don't kill people.
Oh yeah, people kill people using cars and guns.
Yeah.
Okay. So make it no different than driving a car to get a gun. You got to take a class. You got
It's a slippery slope, Carl.
Slippery slope to
Slippery
what?
slope.
To the government taking over?
Oh, yeah, they're going to come get your guns.
Okay, we're past that stage. The government could take us over in a second. The government has nuclear weapons. The government has the arsenal of weaponry that they have.
The government's not interested in getting your rifle or your shotgun.
When the Second Amendment was created, and we could argue about the Second Amendment, it was about a well-formed militia. So you could argue the National Guard is a well-formed militia.
But it's the government's well-formed
Back
militia.
then, the people had the same guns as the government. Mm-hmm. The weapon systems were equal. You had a big old one-shot rifle, I had a big old one-shot rifle.
Yeah.
It ain't that way anymore. Okay? So unless you're going to put nuclear weapons in the hands of individuals, which you're not, it's already done. That whole argument about protecting us from the big bad government is bullshit, because the big bad government would beat the shit out of us with our little guns.
Somehow I don't think that's going to make the gun nuts more comfortable.
No, but they're already in nut land, so who cares?
Yeah, well,
and why are we being dictated by a minority group? NRA is 75% funded by the gun manufacturers. The NRA is a gun manufacturing lobbyist group.
What I'd like to know, how much do gun sales go up after each shooting?
I don't think they can go up as much as they did when Obama became president.
No, but they still go up.
If you have, let's say, more than 3 guns in your possession, you've got a problem. Oh, yeah. Unless it's like you've got some old guns and it's kind of a history. Are you going to shoot
all of them at the same time?
Yeah. If you've got, I'm done. I'm done trying to talk rational to that group.
No, their fears are irrational, and you can't rationalize it. Now, I don't know how you can't get these people over the hump. It's not going to happen.
No.
It's not going to happen. Of course, you notice that these guys that are running around with the guns and everything, there hadn't been one of them to kill one of the evildoers yet. There hasn't been a good guy with a gun step forward to kill a bad guy with the gun yet, has there?
That's a bullshit argument, too. Every argument they have is bullshit. They don't have any real argument. The NRA, I will repeat, is a lobbyist arm for gun manufacturers. They have they have one and only one interest, and that is you buying more guns.
Yeah.
And I'd say they've been very effective.
Yeah.
But let's stop pretending that the NRA has anything to do with gun safety or gun anything. They're all about selling guns.
I was at this business meeting I was at this morning, and we started talking about this, and one of the guys, Marty, mentioned that he thinks it's a penis issue. I think it's a penis issue too.
It's a penis issue?
Yeah.
Small penises, big guns?
It's a man thing. No, I think a lot of that is. It's like, look at me. I'm a tougher guy because I got this, semi-automatic weapon. Fear me,
It's a fear me when you don't have enough self-respect.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe, maybe not. I think some of that is definitely there, but I think, there's the fear me. I'm a man kind of a thing. Look at what I got. It's the same kind of thing for big trucks. I think if you got a really big truck, it's kind of a, man kind of a thing. I don't know what that is. I've never really gotten that. But I think there's a lot of that same kind of stuff that's going on for what they do, what they buy, where they live. I don't know. I don't get it.
There's so many arguments about this. Their whole argument around if we pass laws, it doesn't stop the criminals. No,
Yeah.
they show countries that have really strict gun laws.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Really don't have the problem. So
Well, the vast majority of these kind of incidences are done in our country. I forget what it was. It was 50%.
right.
It was something ridiculous.
way
I mean,
up. We're
it's
like-
way up there. All these other countries that are, don't have this love affair with guns and to be able to back it up with some sort of Second Amendment thing that was written how many years ago? 250?
yeah,
You
the
know?
amount of deaths are staggering,
Yeah.
and the amount of school shooting deaths are staggering. My belief is it's not any one school shooting, mass school shooting that's going to do it, but this is a cumulative effect that's happening. I think
Well, I mean,
people are
I
getting
don't-
fed up.
I don't know. I mean, you would have
I,
thought.
I
some-
actually believe we're closer than you think to major gun law change.
I hope so.
The NRA's gone further and further to the right and alienated more and more people, and the school shootings are since 2000, even since just 2012, are like through the roof. It's accelerating in terms of how many and how often and how many
How many of
people.
these press conferences has Obama had
15.
since 15?
On
15
mass
times.
shootings.
15
We're not talking
mass
about little
shootings since he's
shootings.
been there.
Yeah, we're talking about 10 or more
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing. I noticed when I went to the movies the other day, there was 2 cops there. You know, now all 2 cops are going to do is the guy starts shooting in a movie theater. Some people are going to die, but they're going to get to him quicker. But I don't say why Republicans aren't around this, because we become more and more a police state when we've got these many gun problems.
That it doesn't seem to hit home.
Recent one was in that town, I guess, is pretty pro-gun. As a matter of fact, their rep is pretty pro-gun, but
Oh, really?
It's not sinking in on him.
What's he saying?
He's saying what all Republicans are saying right now: stuff happens.
Stuff happens.
That's what Jeb Bush said.
He said what?
Jeb Bush, you didn't hear that? Oh,
No,
you
I
missed all
told you I
this.
haven't been watching the
Wow,
news.
yeah,
What did
yeah.
he say?
Stuff happens.
Stuff happens.
That's what he
his
said.
response
That
to
was
all
his
these people.
response. Well,
we-
stuff happens. Yeah, that was Jeb's response.
And he kind of did one of those things where he tilts his head, his shoulder at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much. All the Republicans right now they're all going to mental health. It's a mental health issue, not a gun issue. Look away. It's a mental health issue.
God.
There is an element to that I do think. I don't think Republicans. I think they're using it as a shield, but people with mental health issues aren't shooting people in other countries now. Is that because we have strict gun laws? I would say probably, but that isn't happening.
Or is it because the crazies in other countries are happier?
I don't know.
I read an article today, and they were saying there's a lot of these people that do the shootings thoroughly research mass shootings prior to what they did. So they're using that everything online as a way of kind of amping themselves up, of being somebody else online that's
Right.
got their name. It's like there's actually a Tumblr site, again with the social media, that's kind of pro that guy from Aurora.
I mean, pro. A fanny?
Yeah, it's a fan
God.
site. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just like there are websites for anorexics that show you how to be one. So is it really that big of a step to go again with social media, Carl, and with the
No,
internet,
it's
and
not.
it's all well and good, but when you got sites like that that are promoting mass shootings or glorifying it in some fashion, which there are sites out there that do that, not just giving the facts, but glorifying it, then these mental midgets that have got problems to begin with, all of a sudden they find a way to make their life mean something or leave behind something, or who knows how these people think.
Yeah. Well,
And-
and I want to jump into that. I would like to see, and it won't be hard to figure out, a study on take all the mass shooters, because they seem to be male, fairly young, right? I would like to just have it checked out. What medications were they on? I do think there could be pharmaceutical element to this.
Or what meds should they have been on?
Right. I would be curious just to see if there
Yeah.
is a commonality
Yeah.
there. Because, there are mental health people aren't shooting in other countries, so some of it's because of tougher gun laws. But, is there an angle there? We're so medicated
the other
these
part of
days.
it is the media. Media is not glorifying it, but the fact that it's coming across their screen elevates it to something important. Okay, even the people that are denouncing it and everything else, it elevates it to a part that
There's
that
almost
it's
like
important.
a code now. A murder, you make
Yeah.
local news. To get to the national
Yeah.
media now, it's got to be multiple.
Well, why do I need to know that somewhere across town in Dallas, somebody shot their wife in a parent domestic abuse thing. Why do I need to know that? Why is that even important for the community to know about that? Why?
The argument would be because the community knows both the husband and the wife. People in the community know those people.
Well, and those people will know what happened. But why does the general population at large, who has no idea who these people are, before they saw it on the screen, didn't care? It was
You're
just
saying
somebody,
don't show domestic
yeah.
murder.
Well,
Someone murders someone in a convenience store and they're still on the loose. Don't they? Public have a right to know that.
yeah, the public has a right to know that, maybe. Yeah, exactly. They need to know that there was a disturbance there at this convenience store, and you need to be aware of it and stay away from it. Of course, the convenience store people are not going to like that because you're driving business away from them. So, yeah, I think that there needs to be an awareness that there's a rapist loose.
But I agree. I think
Yeah.
local news has got way too much.
Yeah, and so what benefit
mayhem and
do
murder.
we really get? I'm just questioning this. I'm not saying that I agree with it or have got any kind of solution. What benefit is there for us to hear about the Aurora shooting versus the Sandy Hook shooting versus this Oregon thing versus?
I'm sorry. I don't. They show the news of the shootings in other countries. I don't agree with your correlation. That this being shown is somehow contributing to the amount of shootings.
I'm just asking the question. I mean, what the benefit for us is?
I was in Canada. They showed murders
Yeah.
when they happened. I don't recall.
They have murders in Canada?
Not very many. So
Yeah.
they would even show a single murder.
Yeah.
Could make
So
the
do they
big
have
news.
guns? People can own guns in Canada? They probably can because of hunting, right?
Yeah, but there's regulations, sensible. We're not talking about government going in and taking away all your guns here.
Well,
okay?
see, I think that's a big part of it. I think
Everything about the arguments from the NRA point of view is insane.
Well, sure.
Nobody's talking about getting your guns.
They're whipping everybody into a frenzy and getting people fearful. We've talked about this before. People are using fear to drive people towards what?
Their interests.
And what would their interests be?
Selling guns.
Ooh, and bullets.
And bullets.
Yeah. I heard somebody was quoted just recently, I guess since I got back from vacation, saying that they really feel like people should, maybe it was Ben Carson, I don't know, people should be able to own armor-piercing bullets and because they got to worry about the government.
I'm waiting for the low information voter to, reject this bullshit. This government's coming to take us away. It's such a minority group.
But they're loud and noisy and boisterous and, waving their hands and screaming and hysterical.
We got a party, Republicans, that are pandering to them all the time, it seems.
Yeah.
Look at the Republican candidates. All vote, guns, boom. No, I'm not going to talk about that. Because either the candidate has to be true blue believer in all of that, or it just has to start to eat away at your soul. To pretend you're something you're not. That's got to eat away at you.
I would hope.
And I gotta think, I don't know which one it is, but I don't believe every 17 of the clowns on the clown bus believe the same thing about guns or believe the same thing about immigration.
Yeah.
There's some common sense there that
You're
too smart to get to and too ambitious to get to that point, but they've sold off pieces
at some
of
point,
themselves.
those people have got to stand up to the crazies and call them out and say these people are nuts. I do not want their vote. I do not want to be associated with people like this. Next question.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, that simple. If that's the only thing they care about and that's the way they feel, I don't want them at my rally. I don't want their vote. I don't want anything. I don't want their support. I don't want their money.
Yeah. And they're not willing to do that. Even the great Donald Trump, when the guy talked about Muslim and, when are we going to get rid of these Muslims and Obama and all that stuff, he didn't correct them,
They're afraid of the people that are afraid. You got the NRA whipping them up, and then you've got the people that are trying to win their votes afraid of those people.
Yeah, ironically. Politicians are afraid of the people who are afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Fear.
Guns and fear, bad combination.
Yeah, fear and guns,
and
not
it
good.
still happens. I mean, I've just been really blown away by the numbers and how often it's happening now. It's just pretty much on a monthly basis.
We need to provide those specs on
Some
the
of the
links.
stats.
Yeah.
We'll put those in the Mighty Fine Show links on carlandmike.net.
And if you need more, just look at that worldwide interweb and
So
the
in a-
Google and
So in a Carl and Mike administration, because we are still exploring running for president.
we exploring.
Yeah, we think we have a fairly commonsensical thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's trying. Nobody's
no
going to come get
military-
you.
No military guns.
Yeah.
You can have your guns.
Yeah.
You can have your rifles. You can have your handgun for self-protection.
Yeah.
Even though all the stats show that a gun in the house,
Yeah.
you're like 5 times more likely to die or someone in your family. So if you want to put your family at risk, put a gun in your house.
Well, if the numbnuts want to put their family at risk, would that be Darwinism?
That'd be Darwinism at its finest.
Yes.
Their argument, well, then I guess, when you don't, intruder comes in, you got nothing to protect yourself with.
Mm-hmm.
That's their argument. My argument is, you got 5 times more likely to die than I do.
Yeah.
So,
Like
anyway. We will put those up in the Money Fund show notes,
Yeah.
though, because the statistics are staggering. Now that we're into the crazies have to go into the land of the teachers armed, which is just insane,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we need to have all this kind of stuff. It's the Archie Bunker argument back when
Yep.
All in the Family, and we laughed at that. Remember Archie
Oh yeah.
and All in the Family?
Oh,
When
yeah.
he argued everybody gets a gun as they walk onto the plane,
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be
and,
good.
and then they
wouldn't it?
give it back
Yeah.
to the stewardesses on their way out.
Yeah.
That was his argument. That would be considered a rational argument today
Yeah.
by the crazy.
and stupid as shit, but
Still, 40 years later,
Yeah.
still stupid as shit.
Yeah,
Any
well.
other final gun thoughts?
you just got to stop. It's got to stop somehow.
So, registration, like a license for a car.
Try and weed out the crazies. And do you want somebody to own 4,000 rifles? No. Well, you know what? I don't care.
No, go ahead,
I don't,
spend their
I
money.
don't care. If you want to spend
have
all
a
your
problem
money on
with
that,
them
you can
owning
only shoot
4,000
1 or 2
rifles.
of them at a time. If you want to spend all your money on that because you're fearful, I'd say knock yourself out. So I'd say, buy
I don't even
whatever
have
you
a
want.
care
But there
about the
has to
limit.
be. But if you decide you want to sell one of those,
That's a different story.
That's a different
Now you're a
story.
gun seller.
now you're a gun seller, and you've got to go through the same
All
thing
the- all the
Walmart or
stuff,
anybody else
right.
has got to do.
Yeah.
And
if you want to keep them in your basement and you're going to hand them out to everybody when the zombie apocalypse happens,
And if that's
okay, knock
if, that,
yourself
and if
out.
that's government intruding in your life, tough fucking shit. That's
Government intrudes
exactly
your life all sorts of different ways.
So that's just the way it's going to be, boys. So buy all the zombie bullets and armor piercing and
The Democrats now, I hear, are going to mount a gun control campaign.
yeah,
So it's going to get the Republicans having to be against it going into 2016. So it's starting to slowly become a potential wedge issue.
yeah. Well, it could be. I think that's great.
Yeah. I think Democrats
on.
should wedge on that.
Yeah,
Just common sense. We'll
Yeah.
see how that
Yeah.
works. But
Yeah.
things are changing fast these days, Michael.
yep.
You're buying gummy edibles, and there's gay marriage, and
Yeah.
can guns be
Oh,
far
and
behind?
the new phone. I got we both got new phones, and we'll be doing new 5Qs with the 5 phones.
Yes.
So hopefully the audio will be better, and the visuals should be stunning.
Stunning. 4K.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't shaved. Uh-oh. All right, everybody. Tune in next time. And do check out Carl and Mike's 5 Questions in 5 Minutes, a video
Yes.
podcast
Yes.
on carlandmike.podbean.com,
Yes.
or you can go to carlandmike.net.
Yeah.
And
And
get it.
I want to thank our Patreon
Supporter?
supporter,
Oh, they're-
Carl.
They're check bounced. We deleted that.
Yeah.
We're
So
back
anyway.
to 0 Patreon
Yeah.
supporters.
Good.
That's okay. The numbers, yeah.
I like that. We have 0 supporters,
They
but
support
we have
us.
listeners. I don't get that.
Listeners, not supporters.
Listeners, not supporters.
It's just not important enough in their lives, Michael.
Well, I watch NBC, but I don't give them any money.
That's
Fuck 'em.
right. Do you? Fuck them.
Yeah.
I think that's the same attitude.
Our listeners are.
They're like, hey,
they'll
okay,
listen.
look, I listen to you. I'm
not
driving
sending
on the
those
way.
old
but I'm not-
fuckers any money.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
But do buy some Duluth clothes.
yeah. Do that. Mm-hmm. And don't worry, you don't have to pay for Michael's kidney stones or
Yeah. No.
Carl's cancer treatments. Never mind. We'll suffer
Yeah.
silently.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Out.